together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we have 11 games in the MLB. Luckily, Tim, this is beautiful. Only 2 games in the NBA,
Nice.
and then 5 in the NHL, which probably means we have 427 NBA games tomorrow. But yeah, nice small card in the NBA, which I am day by day getting less and less interested in.
Same.
And we'll talk about that in the recap. Quick recap of yesterday. Quick recap of yesterday was a down day again. Just overall, just a frustrating day. NBA was a reverse sweep. What a shit product the NBA is. I mean, you would think, OKC, you just lost your last game by double digits to the Thunder, to the Rockets. You show up in this game, right? Wrong. That game was over by the end of the first quarter, basically. The Lakers were up 10 and did not look back after that. They won every single quarter. They thoroughly and utterly dominated the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Real quick, just to say, these two teams play again tomorrow.
Oh, I am betting the hell out of what do you call it? The Thunder again. I'm going to back the Thunder again tomorrow.
They'll be an 8.5 point favorite.
That is probably a first half NFL game for me.
They're an 8.5 point favorite.
Smash. Yep. Give me that all day long. Yep. Love that. And then after that, Golden State did not cover. So 0-2 in the NBA yesterday. Just one of those where I can't wait for the regular season to be over because I am so tired of talking about the NBA. And it's not even a good product. I don't watch any of the games, and I'm just so fed up with the NBA. But that's beyond the point. Hockey, I need hockey to start picking it up, and it was good yesterday. It could have been better. A late goal for Vegas killed my sweep, but we started off. Yes, let's give kudos. Alex Ovechkin broke the goal record yesterday for 895 goals. Now for Alex Ovechkin, I can't wait to fade the fuck out of the Capitals next game.
Against Carolina.
That is a yeah. Oh yeah, that's Carolina first period full game puck line, something along those lines. Just fade the hell out of the Capitals. They won't care. And that's exactly what we did yesterday. How about the Islanders plus 125 getting the job done? Everybody showed up to watch Alexander Ovechkin. Who did they get? Mark Gatcomb with 2 goals and a plus 125 winner for the New York Islanders there. Follow that up with a nice plus 105 Detroit Red Wings winner yesterday. Because what are we going to continue to do probably the rest of this regular season? We're going to fade the Florida Panthers. Paul Maurice has come out and said it. They don't care about winning division. They just care about getting to the playoffs healthy. They think they can beat anybody in the first round, whoever they get matched up with, whether that's Tampa Bay, whether that's Toronto, whether that's Ottawa, whether that's whoever. They think they can beat anybody in the first round, which I'm not going to challenge them there with them being reigning Eastern Conference and then Stanley Cup champs. They think they can beat anybody in hockey still in the playoffs. So they don't care about the rest of this regular season. They're going to be the 3 seed in the Atlantic. Pretty simple there. The Detroit Red Wings had something to play for. Pretty plain and simple there. And I believe, even though I lost Vancouver plus 140 last night, I believe I cashed a ticket with Vancouver last night as well. I have to go back and look at the actual numbers. I think the Vancouver Canucks are officially eliminated from the playoffs.
I'm looking at it.
And that would be a nice plus 1.
Vancouver
plus 170
is
winner, I think.
They do not have the E mark next to their name yet.
Okay, then they may need to lose one more game. or they would need a Minnesota Wild win or something along those lines, which gutsy win by the Wild yesterday. Pissed off I left them off my card. And then yesterday in the MLB was a 2-2 and 3 day. Under 7.5 was an absolute mistake in the LA Philly game. But at least they killed that early. I that's one thing I got to look at when you recap yesterday and whatever. I need to take a look what my unders have done this year because I love betting my unders. They've been the death of me so far in baseball, and that's a reflection on my record, which I believe is down 7 units. I do have the backgrounds with all my records for the show today. So my unders have killed me in baseball this year, and I love betting my unders. It's just and they're getting blown up. Mets -1 is a push. I'm fine with that. I am okay with pushes on -1s instead of laying juices. Yes, I'm aware. I'm going to push some games that I could win if I lay -145. Over the long term, that's a losing strategy. I think if you're laying -145, -150, -160 juice, that's a losing strategy long term. And I'm okay with pushing some -1s here and there if it means I don't lose -150 juices. That's just me, though. I know other people have different opinions on that, but I'm okay with pushing -1s. That's just my way of getting a favorite down. Chicago first 5 +0.5. I should have taken off the skirt and just taken the money line in the first 5. They get the job done 3-1 in the first 5, and then they lose the full game by giving up 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. That one hurt for my White Sox over win total. One of the more frustrating games because it was the opposite of what happened in the White Sox game, where I bet the White Sox first 5, they cashed that but lost the full game. I bet the Astros first 5, they lost that but won the full game. They came back from down 7-1 against a really good Twins bullpen.
We'll talk about them more in a minute, Nick.
It was interesting to see. I was shocked. I was shocked to see the Astros come all the way back there. First 5 over 4 pushes for Baltimore, Kansas City. The full game did not get there, though. That game finished 4-1. A late game walk-off there for the Texas Rangers, which I lose to Tampa Bay Rays. I backed my boy Chase Dollander in his first career start yesterday. First 5, the Rockies. Granted, that first 5, the full game over, cash in the first 5 there. It was a 7-4 win for the first 5 win for the Rockies. That game ended up finishing 12-5 Colorado. So a nice little win there for the Rockies in Chase Dollander's first start. And that was all. That was it for my baseball yesterday. Went 2-2 and 3 down 1.3 units. So frustrating there day in baseball. I need to turn it around. I know earlier in the season last year I did not have a good start, and I started turning around when I was able to start setting up my spreadsheet, which that'll be soon because I need about 3 weeks of data in order to really be able to use that. 30 days would be preferred because with my pitcher numbers I use the last 30 days. So that would be preferred. But, yeah. So not a good day in baseball yesterday. Hockey was nice. NBA can suck one. So let's move on.
I'll say, Nick, there was only 3 plays on the site yesterday. Sorry, there's technically 4. But the Marlins got rained out. So we did not have the Marlins up on the site. Mets -1.5. They win 2-1. By the way, this Mets team has the best ERA in baseball. Just wanted to point that one out. Baltimore over their total was a loser. Nick, never in doubt. Houston Astros on the run line, +164.
Wow.
Never in doubt on that one. So it ended up making yesterday not as bad. I mean, it was still a down day, but it could have been. I was expecting an 0-3 down 3.09. It ended up being 1-2, and it was like down half a unit or something like that. So it wasn't horrible. We already got a play up on the site for the Natty. We already got at least one baseball play up on the site, and we'll go from there, Nick.
Fair.
Batter up, home run. I love Red Sox baseball.
Red Sox might be a wagon, but I'm against them today. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Hello, you late. Apparently so are you. And you're late to the contest by about, 2 weeks. So I don't want to hear about being late. Can't bet teams with nothing to play for. Hello, Cavs. Lost by 10.
I stayed off that spot. I think I was leaning the other way. Sacramento. But yeah.
Teams find out I picked them in the contest, and they don't ever show up. Damn.
Yeah, I saw the Diamondbacks. That was brutal yesterday for you.
Dance Maker Dance Ovechkin, and the only goal for the Caps too.
Hey,
At least just
you
one.
see what happened at UBS Arena yesterday? The Islanders won.
And only one more week of the NBA. Yeah, I know. We're getting close to playoffs.
Oh, fucking time.
The closest person to the record now is Crosby at 622.
Yeah, which brings up an interesting question here. Do we even have a player in the NHL right now who we think could break the record? Because I think there's only one player that comes to mind just as a pure goal scorer, but I don't think he'll ever break the record. Austin Matthews, yeah. That would be the only person I would say has a chance, but he would need more of those 60, 70 goal seasons. That's what he would need.
They want to face the Leafs. So are the Rangers
still... No, the Rangers are trash. We'll talk about them later.
So, no, Rangers are ass at hockey, especially defense. I'm officially eliminating them on Twitter, but with a Flames L tonight, boom, probably keep them in the running. I don't know.
Flames L. I've already moved on the Flames -1 for tonight against the Sharks.
Pacers money line and Devin Booker 40. Dude, the Nuggets don't care right now. They don't.
The Nuggets kind of feel like the Florida Panthers.
They'll be fine. They don't. The thing is, they got to be. I will say the Nuggets have to be careful because they're currently a half game up on. Ready for this? The Clippers, Warriors, T-Wolves, and Grizzlies.
Yikes!
Only a half game up on all of them. They need to win a couple more games in order to not send themselves down to the plains. Like that's kind of getting nerve-wracking now, but right now they're in the 4 seed.
Yeah.
But I did ladder Booker to 50, but that fails. Actually, real quick, I want to take a look at because I know I mentioned them real quick. What do they have for remaining schedule? The Nuggets, Sacramento, Memphis, and Houston, and a Houston game that Houston probably won't care.
Be locked into the 2 seed by then.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm on Tyler Herro, double-double, plus 400. That's all you got in the NBA today. Bullpens are trash around the league. Lots of runs given up, except for nope. You're not allowed to say my Mets. Nope, fuck you. Nope. Eileen Kings, but High 446, Yo Markel. Baseball is the most bipolar sport to bet on. Yes or no?
It is a fickle bitch sometimes.
Teams will do good one day and then forget to play the next day. Yep.
That's the beauty of baseball, though.
They should play less games and not 7 games in 7 days. They play 6 games in 7 days. Hey, we have both hosts today. There you go. And I don't know the 2 listed pitchers for the Red Sox game. We're taking the Blue Jays. No other player.
It's Easton Lucas. Ooh, yes.
Ovechkin's. Yeah, nobody's going to beat that record. Rags and Jets, Oilers and Sharks. Sorry, I don't care if the Nuggets don't care. It's money to be made. Good for you. All right, Nick. Let's jump into the MLB.
Yeah, we get some daytime baseball to get our day started. The New York Yankees taking on the Detroit Tigers. Casey Mize and Carlos Rodon. Your pitching matchup here. Line opened up -135 for the Yankees. It looked like it reopened up. That was my bad. That was about right. It opened up 135, and now it's all the way up to a 151 for the Yankees. We have a decent move towards them. Line opened up 8.5 at plus money. It got down to an 8, but it's come back up to an 8.5, and it's moved towards the over in this game here. Taking a look at the cash flow in this spot, we have 96% tickets, 93% of cash in the over. The line has moved towards set over, though. And then we have 84% tickets and 88% of cash is on the Yankees, and the line's moved towards the Yankees. So we do have at least the market respecting where the money is coming in. So at least if you want to back the Yankees in the over today, the markets are at least respecting the money coming in. That's something that you can think as a positive there. Rodon, in his first start against the Brewers, looked good. He went 5 1/3 innings of 1-run baseball, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts on opening day. He followed that up with 6 innings of 4-run baseball, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Credit to him, though, for getting through 6 innings in that game against the Diamondbacks and kind of preserving that bullpen at that time, because he really struggled in the beginning of that game, and then he held it down afterwards. That was the game where he gave up 4 runs in the first 2 innings and then shut it down the last 4. So that was very positive there if you're a Rodon backer, to see him be able to do that. On the other side, Casey Mize, he's made 1 appearance so far. He pitched in Seattle, where he went and he looked good. Went 5 2/3 innings of no earned runs, 3 hits, or one hit, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He looked good. Casey Mize, I think, is one of those pitchers that we can see look pretty good this year. And I don't really know how to approach this game, though. I get it. The market's moving towards the over in the Yankees with the public on them. So I guess if that's the case, I mean, I feel like Detroit's worth a look in this game. If you want to back the Tigers, I don't hate it. It's the lone day game, so that feels like one of those spots where it could be dog or pass. This line movement, I think it's going to ultimately keep me off. Tells me that Casey Mize might get hit a little bit here against the New York Yankees in this spot. Plus these bullpens, at least for the Yankees, that bullpen I don't think was in the greatest of spots, because actually it's okay. Devin Williams threw 14 yesterday. Gomez threw 28. Weaver threw 23. They'll have Fernando Cruz available. Probably Yarborough could pitch. Hill can pitch. Leader can pitch. So they have options in the bullpen if they want, if they need them. Because I think that we see Rodon go out here and give you 6 innings, probably. And on the flip side, the Tigers, they'll have Maeda available, Vest available, Holton available, Kahnle probably is available, 12 pitches there. Brisket through 9 on Saturday, he'll be available. I think only Brevia won't be available, who's thrown back-to-back days. Other than that, I do think that this is a fully rested Tigers bullpen. So I think this will be a fun game to watch. I think the Yankees probably take care of business in this game. Looking at it, I think if you want to back the Tigers in the game this series, tomorrow's that game, because it'll be Skubal on the mound. But I think probably Yankees take care of business. But do I really want to lay a favorite on the first game of the day? And in a standalone game, not particularly. So it's enough for me to stay off. It's just a pass. You don't have to bet it just because it's a 3:00 game.
I'm not going after a side, but I like a total in this one. The Yankees can't pitch right now. And their offense is actually doing something, which is weird. Like I know in the beginning of the year we expected the exact opposite. We expected the Yankees to be able to pitch. We did not expect them to be able to hit as well, and they've done the exact opposite and have proven me wrong. I like the over in this game. I do think Casey Mize gets hit. I think Rodon gets hit a little bit. I could easily see this game being another one of those like 8-3 Yankee wins. So I like the over in this one. Over 8.5 to start today, Nick.
Couple things to keep in mind for the over, because I was kind of leaning in that direction as well. The Yankee team total -115 for 4.5 over on Bovada. The wind is blowing out. It's 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing towards center field, right center field. One thing I'm concerned about, though, is at first pitch it's going to be 40 degrees and it's going to get down to about 35 in this game. So it's going to be cold in Detroit.
Yeah, both of these two teams are cold weather teams, so I'm not really as worried about that.
Yeah, that's my main concern, though, is that it's going to be a cold game, and generally cold games lend more towards unders, generally speaking. But yeah, I understand liking the over in this game.
Yep, over 8.5 to start today. I -1.5 Yankees yesterday in the contest. They suck, no show. That's right, they did lose yesterday. That was nice. I'm on the Tigers -1. I hate Rodon.
Oh, wow.
You know what?
I'm
all right with that because I want to see runs in this game to begin with. So, and as if he gets hit, that's beautiful. Tigers money line the over. I can see both. I love my Yanks, but I'm picking spots bet against them. Nope, sounds like you're a fake fan. I'm joking, obviously. I thought the Yankees were better than the Pirates, but nope. The Yankees are better than the Pirates. That's not splitting hairs. Torpedo bats only work in Yankee Stadium, obviously.
I mean, they put up 9 and 10 the previous 2 games, but yeah, sure. Why am I defending the Yankees?
Yeah. Stop defending the Yankees, Nick. It's weird. Morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Untouchable. Scored with some great hockey wins yesterday. History was made. Ovechkin to break it against the Islanders. You got plus 425 on. Method of breaking it, power play.
It was obviously going to be a power play. It was a whatever penalty. And, of course, I knew once they called the penalty against the Islanders, that's exactly how he was going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Could you have made it any more obvious that they wanted him to do it on the power play?
I live bet the Sabres 3-way and regulate. Yeah, I saw that. There you go.
Love that.
Yeah. Generational parlay couldn't get through. Ovechkin anytime goal. Crosby anytime point. Got locked up in Chicago. Dang. Mm-hmm. Cold weather, Detroit. No way I bet the over.
Yeah, okay. I was leaning over, but wasn't going to pull the trigger on it.
Cash the usual. If it's hot, it's hot. Ovechkin, Tage Thompson anytime goal. Tage Thompson with a hat trick yesterday, which was nice to see. Yanks don't hit in the cold. Yanks have been hitting all year. I'm not. Tigers money line, best bullpen in baseball. No, the Mets have the best bullpen in baseball.
The Mets right
now. Loss for Tim. Cool. Chicago Buffalo never in doubt. Nice. I'm not a fan of the over 8.5 with 40-degree weather. Okay. Mr. TNT Tage Thompson, that's my guy. He's betting his anytime goal till the end. I think he's up to like 42 goals this year. Like he's up there. If the Sabres were in playoff contention, he would get votes for MVP. They used the torpedo bats last year for you clueless. I don't care. Sabres saying of course is back, of course, when they're out. Yep. 850 goal parlay, OV, TNT, and Caulfield. There you go.
Wow.
All right, Nick. Let's keep on rolling.
Yeah, this is my first play of the day. I have 5 players coming into it, and we'll get it started. I did a free pick video for this game last night. We have the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates, minus 120 for the Cardinals with a total of 8.5. Taking a look at the line history, it opened up at 120. It's now 121. So we actually do have a slight move here towards the Cardinals in this spot here. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 110. It's now 8.5 at even money. So we even moved towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the line history or at the cash flow in this game, we have 69% of tickets and 68% of the cash is on the Cardinals. In this game, the lines moved barely towards them, and it took a minute to do so. And we have 96% of tickets and 96% of cash on the over in this one here. We have Matthew Liberatore taking on Camden Lozinski for the Pirates. Liberatore in his first start looked good. He went 6 innings of 3-run baseball, 6 hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. On the flip side, we have Carmen Lozinski, where he went up against the Tampa Bay Rays in his first start, gave up 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 3 2/3 innings pitched. And looking at this matchup for me, I had this game circled when I saw I was looking at the bullpens here, and I had to scroll away from the Yankee bullpen and up to the Cardinal bullpen when I saw that the Cardinals were playing a doubleheader. And goddamn, is that Cardinals bullpen shredded. And maybe this is a spot where, yes, I'm on the Pirates money line in this game, but this is a nice player prop game potentially for Matthew Liberatore in this game here. Pitching outs over 15.5 at plus 125. They need him to go far. They need him to go far in this game. And maybe I do add that. Maybe I look at pitcher props. Maybe that's my way of attacking player props here. Because we know Matthew Liberatore, he went 6 innings last game. And it's plus money for him to go 6 innings today. And when you look at it, Graceffo threw 63. King threw 27. Steven Matz probably could be available. He threw 53 on Friday. Helsley threw 37 yesterday. Roycraft threw 22. Leahy threw 25. Romero threw 20. Fernandez and Maton both threw 6. So Steven Matz was the only player that did not come out of the bullpen yesterday for the St. Louis Cardinals. And that's because he threw 53 pitches on a Friday. They went through everybody in that bullpen. And on the flip side, with the Pirates, yeah, they went through a little bit of bullpen against the Yankees. But, I mean, Joey Wentz threw 20 pitches. They won't have Borucki, who threw back-to-back days. They won't have Santana, who's thrown back-to-back days, and Caleb Ferguson's thrown back-to-back days. But overall, I think this is it. Also, you have a Cardinals team that had to travel from Boston to Pittsburgh after that doubleheader yesterday, shredded through their entire bullpen. And I think I'm going to make a move on my first player prop of the year, Tim. Did you hear my look on a player prop in this game?
It would probably be the starting pitcher over his outs.
Yes.
For the Cardinals.
I'm going to make my first player prop bet of the year. Matthew Liberatore over 15.5 outs at plus 125. I'm gonna be very selective with my player props, but I'm gonna try to find my spots. I think this is a great one right here. Matthew Liberatore over 15.5 outs at plus 125 over on Fanatics. I'm also on the Pittsburgh Pirates money line here at plus 105.
I'm same boat as you, and I feel like if you are taking another play that we'll talk about in 2 games today, you have to take the Pittsburgh Pirates as well, because we got 2 teams that played A, Sunday Night Baseball, and B, a doubleheader, which one of those games went to extra innings. The Cardinals played 19 innings of baseball yesterday. That is not a recipe for success. To come back, have to travel. Granted, it's only Boston to Pittsburgh. It's not a far travel. This would be an even better play if it was like Boston to like Kansas City, or Boston to like Minnesota, or even across the country, which they won't do that. But it would be a lot better if it was a little bit further of a travel, but still playing 19 innings, using all your bullpen, losing both games. I think this is a bad spot for the Cardinals, who started off the season nicely because they started off 3-0. And then they got swept by the Boston Red Sox, being outscored a total of 36-20. So not a good series for them there. Give me the Pirates here. I got plus 110.
Yeah, I got plus 105 last night. I wish I waited till this morning because it did go up a little bit since I did bet it last night, but it is what it is.
Blues money line as per usual.
Yep, I'm already on that. You already know. Blues until
Yankees
they lose.
-1.
I
could see the
hate that
Yankees.
at all. I was leaning Yankees. I absolutely was. And
I may end up doubling up on that game.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to bet it or not.
I think I want to double up on the game, take the Yankees and the over. Yankee run line saying this game's going to end 8-3. I could easily see it. Nah. If you were a -120 fave in NHL, your -1.5 would be plus 185, not plus 141 like the Cardinals. Why? Because in the NHL, you can't score a 4-point goal. Points are easier, runs are easier to come by than goals. So it's not going to be as juicy for that. And especially the Cardinals are on the road, meaning they'll get an extra at bat. Home teams, if you're most likely getting a run line, they're only getting 8 at bats. So keep that in mind as well. Lots of stipulations to go with that. More possible to happen, Robert. I really wouldn't know. Honestly, it confuses me at times too. Yes, I just explained it to you. You have to be sharp as fuck to bet on baseball. Bingo. What's up, Nicholas Handy? Cards are 0-3. Cards 0-3 on the road. Pittsburgh money line. Okay. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. So much appreciation. Subscribe and share. Teme. Not really any NBA today. Sad day for me. But Not nothing size. It's tomorrow. Yeah, bigger card tomorrow. But dude, we got a week left in the NBA season. Honestly, Nick, if we didn't put the NBA in the show until playoffs, I wouldn't be heartbroken.
Me neither.
Especially on days that I'm not here, Nick. Just kind of go right over it. Like, honestly.
I've been still capping it, but it's been frustrating.
Yeah. Indy money line all day. I told you Indy was going to win yesterday. Took out them spicy nuggets like the Warriors did the other night. They on a losing streak might go from 4th to 8th if they're not careful. That could definitely happen. Denver don't want to see Oklahoma City in round 1. The thing is, I think Denver did all right against Oklahoma City this year. And I mean, I don't hate it. I wouldn't hate if they had to, but obviously. Liebertor 4+ strikeouts. Good win for Bucks. I don't think the Bucks covered, though. Never on wrong number. Sacramento upset Cleveland, and Fakers blew out OKC.
Yeah, that was quite the performance there by the Thunder.
OKC gets back tomorrow. I agree.
Yeah.
Pirates money line submitted in the contest. There you go. See, now you can get into the contest and have a chance. Pirates are horrendous. I watch all the weekend. The bullpen's trash. If the weather isn't bad, they will fly over. Okay, whatever you say. It's not a card spot.
It is not. Absolutely not.
Loss for your Coyote. Loss for Coyote Tigers -1. Do we recap it? MLB
no,
recap.
I did not. We can. Let me quickly grab that real quick because I totally forgot to recap the baseball from yesterday. Let me grab it here. There we go. We have the person putting in plays under the name 446, which we know isn't 446. In first place still. Did take a little bit of a hit. Down only 2 units. Then we have occupancy and Neil still at 1-0. 446 is scared as even money. And then we have a bunch of negatives. Coyote down 3.37. Markel down 3. Craig Wood down 1.78. I'm down 7.23. Tim's down 7.45. Nicholas Handy down 8.89. Robert Carlson down 17.55, which actually forgot to move the standings around. And Untouchable no longer in last place there, as it was just a lighter day for him. So, yeah, that's the standings right now for baseball. Not much positive in the baseball. So anybody can enter and still have a really good chance to win the contest.
Yeah, Pirate spot all day.
Yes, absolutely.
Tigers -1 +210. Anyone bets -1.5 and anything is stupid. Thank you. Just my opinion. Who am I? 446. It's best way. Yes. When are you here, Tim? When you hear time, Tim A. Denver is trash. The defense is horrific. Cool. I would be on Denver for plus money against Oklahoma City. 100%. Yeah. Playoff experience. Yeah, I would too. As long as Murray's healthy. How are you clueless people betting on Rodon? I shake my head. How do you know I'm not okay? Because we know you've
said multiple times you haven't put picks on.
I don't blame me. Blame the team I pick on. There you go. I told you he was going to do this. Am I going to do wrong? Got to get my head out of my ass. No, dude, you've already said that you're not putting in picks. So, Nick, let's do this one.
Yeah, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Washington Nationals. The Dodgers -165 road favorites, total of 9 in this game. High total, but I get it. And it's a pitcher for Washington that has done okay this year. Line open up 4 for the Dodgers. And then this line opening up at an 8. It's still an 8. I don't know why I typed in a 9 because it was never a 9 there. Must have just typed in the wrong number. There we go. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 94% of tickets, 99% of cash is on the Dodgers. The lines moved towards the Dodgers, though, pretty significantly, where I feel justified that it is the correct line movement with the Dodgers getting as much money as they are. 98% of tickets, 98% of the cash is on the over here as well. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, Mackenzie Gore and Dustin May. Carrot Top had a nice little start there in his first game. Back after multiple,
I have Trevor Williams
multiple Tommy John. What do you mean?
I have Trevor Williams starting today. Unless
do not.
All right, hold on. Let me check MLB. Oh, MLB has Gore. Okay, Covers has Williams, so that's really deceptive.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
And a couple of sports books have Mackenzie Gore. So I trust the sports books more than anyone. But yeah, in his first start against Atlanta, Carrot Top looked great. No earned runs on 1 hit, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. He had multiple Tommy John surgeries so far in his career, and then he was recovering from Tommy John surgery, and the reports said he was hours away from dying because he had a torn esophagus. If his wife didn't make him go to the emergency room, we wouldn't be talking about Dustin May right now because he would be 6 feet under. So he had a really interesting journey back to the major leagues, and you could tell he was ready to go from that first start. And on the flip side, for Mackenzie Gore, former ECU verbal commit that was handed almost $7 million to sign out of high school, drafted 3rd overall by the Padres. In his last start, had a little bit of a regression. I did fade him in his last start with the team total over for the Toronto Blue Jays. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs on 9 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. We can see what Mackenzie Gore can be, though, because in his first start, he went up against Philadelphia, went 6 innings of no earned run, 1 hit, no walk, 13 strikeout baseball. He was awesome in that game there. But I think he potentially gets hit in this game. I think the Dodgers get to him here. The lines moved enough for me to be like, yeah, the Dodgers are probably the rightful play. The question is, how expensive are the Dodgers? Because their run line's -110. Do I really want to lay a run line like that? Not particularly. I don't like laying run lines with road teams as much because you're just not getting the best available number. It's just the problem there. Let me see. It's 170 and -110 for a run line. So it's not like the -1 will be any good. It's -141. I think the Dodgers are just out of my price tag here. But it would be Dodgers or no bet here for me. Maybe this is a spot where you hope the Nationals score early and then you live bet the Dodgers because I think the Dodgers come in and dominate this series against the Nationals. I would lean Dodgers, but the -1 line's a little too expensive, so I guess Dodger run line would probably be my lean in this game. And with the total being an 8, you're probably getting a Dodger team total at a decent number in this game here. With the total being an 8, how often are you going to see 4.5 -110 for the Dodger team total over? So I kind of lean in that direction. I'm not pulling the trigger on either, but it would be Dodgers or no bet here for me.
It does seem like the Dodgers line's a little small. Like
it has gone up though. It has gone up.
I'm not touching the side in this one. Although I like my Nationals. I'm not gonna touch the side. The Dodgers look good. Obviously, they just lost 2 out of 3 to Philadelphia. I'm not hung up on it. It was their first real road series, and we kind of get where they're at. This Dodger team is going to be good. Don't worry about it. I think I need to I want to do like a list or something of overreactions for the first 2 weeks that we should ignore. But I have a couple ideas for stuff like that. But the Dodgers are going to be just fine. After losing 2 out of 3 to Philly. I think they scored today.
My bad. I got his nickname wrong. Yeah, I got his nickname wrong. It's not Carrot Top. It's Big Red. It's Big Red. His nickname. My bad. I apologize on that one. I thought I heard somebody call him Carrot Top.
Because he's a ginger. I'm going to pass on this game though. I'm a lot more interested in the next game. Yeah. Who saw that commercial during
And
March
also,
Madness?
I can understand the line for this game real quick because Mackenzie Gore kind of does have a pitching advantage over Dustin May.
Fair enough. Don't bully college athletes for losing your bets. No, I'll do what I want. Thank you very much. Could be me. I don't think it's you. Unless you send me proof that it is, like taking a screenshot of the contest when you put your thing in, then I'm not doing it. I see 7.5. Got Detroit money line, Pitt money line, Texas money line, Padres money line. I'm not sure about the Tigers. I'm all right with the other ones, I think. No, I don't like the Padres because I'm taking. Oh, I have to update the A's thing. I didn't update it for any of the Colorado Rockies games. I'll do that, and I'll have all the results, the updated numbers for that tomorrow's show. Is low-hanging fruit for the Dodgers? I think so. I think it could be. Where's the value with the Washington Nationals? Someone tells me. I like this team. It's a young team, but there's no. I don't know if there is today. Dodgers -1.5 in the over. Nationals first 5. Nationals. Mackenzie Gore is the guy I'm backing on the mound when he's on the mound. Yeah, I can understand that. The man almost died, and this rotten person, Nick, calls him Carrot Top. Shut up.
Yes.
The Nats got positive. Nats got lucky to beat the D-backs. They beat them twice. Supness, Nats money line. Dodgers run line. 446 sees that he can take a positive 2 units. That's not him. Rather than actually putting in place. That's sad. It's 2 units, right? All right, Nick. Favorite bet on the board.
Yeah, let's talk about the Boston Red Sox coming in against the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, no travel for the Red Sox in this spot, but I think definitely is not a Red Sox spot. We'll talk about it. We have the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. Line opened up 145 last night for Boston. It's now all the way down to a -132. So we do a line movement here towards the Jays in this game. Line opened up at a 9 at -120. It's now a 9 at even money. We did see it click down to an 8.5 for a few minutes as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 72% of tickets and 80% of cash on the Red Sox, and the line's moving towards the Jays in this game here. And then we have 98% of tickets, 99% of the cash is on the over in this one here. We have Easton Lucas taking on Richard Dick Fitz. We have Easton Lucas coming in off of his first career start where he went 5 innings of shutout baseball. 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts against the Washington Nationals. He looked good. On the other side there, we have Richard Fitz, who in his first start was not bad. He's pitched twice. No, he's only thrown once. He was supposed to throw against the Cardinals, but didn't because his game was delayed or postponed. So kind of something to keep in mind there. So his first start, 3 earned runs on 6 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched. For me, I think this is one of the best bets on the card, and that is the Toronto Blue Jays, just straight up on the money line in this game. I got it at +115 this morning. You have a Boston Red Sox team that just shredded through their bullpen in a doubleheader. You look, their bullpen is very, very similar to what we saw the Cardinals. Cooper Criswell threw 64 yesterday. Garrett Whitlock threw 43 yesterday. Chapman threw 19 yesterday. Wilson threw 25 yesterday. Bernardino threw 11 yesterday. Weissert threw 4. Slayton threw 10, and Kelly threw Kelly hasn't pitched in the last couple of days, so he is he's the lone pitcher that didn't throw yesterday. I think we go very similar here to what we did in the Pirates game. Pirates money line, the opposing pitcher over is out total. Because this Red Sox team is going to need Richard Fitz to go far into this game. Unfortunately, they are not giving me any of his props for him for outs. Unless I'd probably be on Fitz over outs as well. So I lean Fitz over outs. Those obviously not available at the moment, so I can't bet it. But I am on the Toronto Blue Jays here in this game. And I think this is one of the best bets on the board. And yes, full game, not first 5 for this one as well, because I want to fade a gassed Red Sox bullpen. Pretty plain simple there.
There you go. I'm on the exact same boat, and I'll add one more thing to it, Nick. I'll add a player prop. Vladdy's going yard today. 14 years, $500 million extension with Toronto. Poor guy. Stuck in Toronto the rest of his career, where they're going to do absolutely nothing. But he's there long term. You know what kind of tells me? Bo Bichette's bye-bye. Bo Bichette's bye-bye at the end, either at deadline or at the end of the year. Bo Bichette's gone. I don't think they keep him at this point because that's a shit ton of money they just gave Vladdy. This is not a bet anyway on the Toronto Blue Jays. This is on the fading the Red Sox after playing 19 innings of baseball yesterday. After going and playing on Sunday Night Baseball. Granted, no travel. But that's a lot of baseball to play in a day. And then it's a 6:45 start, so I guess it's not an early start. But I don't think it's a good spot. Plus, you got a Blue Jays team that's coming off of getting swept by the Mets. And we'll talk about the Mets next game. But Toronto coming off getting swept. I think it's a bounce back spot and a rough spot for the Red Sox. Give me the Blue Jays today.
Yeah, I'm on the same page there. And unfortunately, Fitz out prop is not available unless I would be on that as well. And that's something I want to look at. And I might make it an auto bet this year just to see how it does. When props are available, because obviously they're not going to be available every time, but when props are available on a pitcher over his outs when the team just played a doubleheader the previous game, I'm going to bet it every single time. And I'm going to see how it does. Unfortunately, Fitz is not available, so I can't bet that one. But I am on the Liberatore prop. But yeah, if your team played a doubleheader the previous game, I'm going to bet your pitcher to go over his out total, especially if you expended a lot of bullpen, which most of the time a doubleheader you did.
Yeah. I only got earned run, hits allowed, pitcher walks, total strikeouts and walks. So yeah. If I knew these two starting pitchers, I would give my 2 cents. Fair. Parlay of the day, Tigers -1, Florida Gators +5.5. I do like the Gators today. Vladdy just signed. Yeah, Vladdy signed a big contract. Red Sox, no. I kind of like the Blue Jays in the spot. Yes, pass. It should be Vladdy home run, Devers home run lay. It just placed it. You know what? I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Blue Jays couldn't touch the Mets. Lineup is trash. They have to show me they can hit outside super cold Boston weather. The thing is, I don't think they're going to have to score all that much. So, good morning, Tim. Good morning, Nick. How you doing? How was your weekend? It was good. Over in the Red Sox game. No. Did you hear what was happening? What happened? I could legit swear those two swinging at each other. The pitchers? Maybe. Over Tim betting on the Jays. You know what to do. Thanks. Even with Vladdy, $500 million, the Mets and Soto. Okay.
I don't think Soto's a bad contract, but that's beyond the point.
Well, you got to keep in mind the Yankees offered him the same thing, so guaranteed if the Yankees signed him, it would have been the best contract ever. Dodgers in the under, Mets run line. You guys doing lots of overs in cold weather. Clueless. I did not take the over. I took the Blue Jays.
I haven't bet an over yet today. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I haven't bet an over yet today.
We took the over in the Tigers game. I got rejected from the line. I don't know what that means. Easton Lucas over 3.5 strikeouts.
Don't hate that.
Tim, you never bet the Blue Jays. This is not really a bet on the Blue Jays. It's fading the Red Sox. That's all it is. Let's go to the Mets game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the New York Mets -260 favorites in this game. Total of 7. One thing that the Mets will dodge and probably will never see. One thing I think we'll never see again is Sandy Alcantara make a start against the New York Mets. He's not available for this series. He's on paternity list, which means we're going to see Valente Beloso making the start for the Miami Marlins, taking on Kodai Senga, which means the Marlins are going to make this game way too close for no good reason. Line opened up 255. It's now 260. Line opened up at a 7 -120. It's now a 7 at -125. So a slight move towards the over and a slight move towards the Mets. in this game. Taking a look at the cash flow, 90% of tickets, 83% of cash on the Mets. The line's moving slightly towards them. 96 and 94 on the over, and the line's moving slightly towards it. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here in this one between Valente Beloso and Kodai Senga. This is Beloso's first appearance of the year. Last year he was no, my bad. He's thrown once this year. My bad. He went 4 1/3 against the Pirates of 1 earned run baseball, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts in those games. On the flip side, we have Kodai Senga, who did just face this Marlins lineup, which is an advantage towards Miami in this game. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. I think this game is closer than people think it is. And I think if you're making a bet on this game, I don't make these type of bets because I don't like the +1.5s. Something tells me the Mets win this game by 1 run. Because the Marlins always seem to play the Mets close for whatever reason. No matter how good or bad the Mets are, no matter how good or bad the Marlins are, those games are always close. Come back tomorrow when this game finishes 3-2 Mets, and we'll talk about it. I lean under in this game as well. You can get a 7.5 -130 over on ESPN Bet. How about this? I was told in the offseason, Tim, that the Mets pitching was going to be the problem. Their starting pitching ERA is number 1 in baseball. Their bullpen baseball ERA is number 1 in baseball, and overall their pitching staff is number 1 in baseball. I'm granted we're 9 games in, but the pen looks like nails. And if you can get a bullpen to be able to shorten games like that, this Mets team could be very dangerous if their bullpen can continue this. Not saying they will, but they've looked awesome so far. I think this is a game where if you get early runs and you can get an 8.5 live, I'd bet an under. Or if you can get an under in general at a better number than 7.5, I would take it because I think that this is a game that when the Mets bullpen comes in, this game gets shut down. And I think this is like a 3-2 type of Mets win. So I kind of lean, as weird as it sounds, I lean Marlins +1.5 on the +1.5 run line at +110. But is this a game I'm going to get involved with? No. Mets team total is a 4.5. I lean under on that. But that's -125 for the 4.5. I think Beloso is one of those funky pitchers that is going to come out here and somehow look good against the Mets. I don't know what it is with these funky pitchers, but I lean Marlins +1.5 in this game. I think this could be a spot where the Mets are coming in off of a sweep, and maybe this is a little bit more of a struggle win than we'd like to hope.
Real quick, I'll say this is the last game I'm going to be able to do because it's already almost 11:30. We just have to start earlier sometimes, but it is what it is. I took the under. I took the under in this Mets game. I got 7.5, and it's up on the site. I think Kodai. It's going to be a cold weather game. Miami's not a cold weather team, we just saw the Mets kind of struggle to hit. In the sweep, they scored 10 runs, but they limited the Toronto Blue Jays to 3 runs in 3 games, and this was a Toronto team that didn't look horrible offensively to start the year. They've had before going into the Mets, they scored 4+ runs in all but 2 games. So this is a Blue Jays team that was good offensively, and the Mets pitching shut them down. And I'm not worried about the Mets pitching. I thought the Mets pitching would be just fine. They get their offense going, they're going to be the best team in baseball. Unfortunately, the offense has just not been going. And I think this could easily be one of those, as you said, 3-2 games or 4-1 or something like that. I'm not touching the Mets. Not that big price, especially coming off of a sweep, but I will be taking the under. I got under 7.5.
Yeah, I can definitely understand the argument for the under.
It is cold in Jersey. Nats money line in the under. That's your rule. Thank God the Yankees didn't sign Soto $850 million. Yeah, you say that now.
It's not 850, but okay. I know you're just exaggerating for exaggerating. It's I think 804. You would think a genius would know the actual number, but
It was
765 with boosts that get him up to 805.
Gotten under, yes. Juan Soto going deeper than you, and okay. Homer, lol. I have to keep the chat clean and fair. Can't 446 timeout all day. Marlins +2. Mets nerfy. Love the Mets and with Kodai Senga. Mets sweep -450.
Series.
The Mets win the series. Okay, that's okay. 446. Can't believe you're taking the Tigers. Yeah, Mets have the best pitching in history. Never said that. They currently have statistically the best pitching in the MLB. Do it again. He is stupid. Hopefully my nerfies are back this week. I don't bet Rodon ever. I'll fade. Mets money line in a parlay piece. Sure. I would just stay off if you don't like Rodon. Back in the Tigers is not it. Yankees extra innings yesterday. Picked my spots to fade. And the Tigers almost lost to the White Sox. The Yankees lost to the Pirates. Yanks won't hit when the Tigers are in the cold. What's the prop of Ovechkin getting to 900 before the season's over? It's not happening.
It's not going to happen. He would need a hat trick in every single game.
Thanks for saying the White Sox are comparable to the Pirates. They are not. Dumbest contract ever. I've seen Soto hit this year. He's nothing without Judge.
It's crazy how Soto struggling is him being having hits in 8 out of 9 games, getting walks in I believe 7 out of 9 games, hitting a 250 batting average and a 385 on base percentage. That's not playing well, and an 827 OPS or something along those lines. That's him not hitting well. Imagine when he does hit well. He's gonna 1 dot this year for the OPS.
Nick, I'm gonna be listening to the rest of the show when I drive to work and everything, so I'll put up plays as we go. But I'm gonna have to head out now so that I can get to work on time.
Okay.
Gators win the championship. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Let's move on. We have the Kansas City Royals taking on the Minnesota Twins. -115 for the Royals. Total of 8.5 in this game, where we have Michael Lorenzen taking on Simeon Woods Richardson. In this matchup here, line up and up 117. It's now 115 for the Royals. So we have a slight move towards the Minnesota Twins. Line open up in an 8.5 -102. It's now an 8.5 at even money. So a slight move towards the under here as well. Nothing crazy though. 93% of tickets, 93% of cash is on the over in this game. Then we have 69% of tickets and 70% of the cash is on the over. On the Royals in this game. It's lines moving slightly towards the Twins, expecting Simeon Woods Richardson to potentially have a decent game. In his first start, Simeon Woods Richardson went 4 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits and 1 walk, 5 strikeouts in 4 innings against the Chicago White Sox. On the flip side, Michael Lorenzen in his first start of the year went up against the Brewers, went 5 1/3, gave up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts in that 5-0 loss against the Brewers. And for me in this game, I mean, it's tricky. I lean Twins, especially after the way the Twins lost that game yesterday, but they ran through their entire bullpen yesterday. So this is another spot. We have the bullpen. We have the bullpen basically all taxed here. Maybe they ask Simeon Woods Richardson, you have to go further in this game with how taxed his bullpen is. Granted, they didn't play a doubleheader, but they blew that 7-1 lead. Colemine pitched, Jack's pitched. They both could be available. But Varland's thrown back-to-back days. Topa's thrown back-to-back days. Sands has thrown back-to-back days. Duran has thrown back-to-back days. So you have a lot of pitchers in that Twins bullpen that have thrown back-to-back days. Kind of makes me think, is this, if you like the Twins in this game, is this a first 5 money line for the Twins? And nope, that's the wrong book. This line moves slightly towards the Royals in the first 5, but it's moved towards the Twins full game, which is interesting there. I do lean Twins first 5, and I kind of do lean a little bit of Simeon Woods Richardson over his outs. I wonder what those are, because he only went 4 1/3 in his first appearance, though, which is kind of nerve-wracking if you want to take shots with his over outs. which is 14.5 at -170. So yeah, no, that they priced me off of that one. Good job. 14 at -170. I'm not laying that type of number on his outs, but I do think he can get to 5 innings, especially with the Twins needing him to go a little bit deeper into the game. So for me in this game, this is a no play with a slight lean towards the Twins early in this game and Simeon Woods Richardson over his outs, but ultimately not a game I'm going to get invested in. All right. Astros got done and Rockets get it done. All right. So entertaining to listen to. Okay. You don't have to be an asshole every single day. Host. He's a host. He's not a special guest. He's a host. Go Houston. I'm on the Cougs there. Take care. Tell Tim have a good day. Yep. I went to a Twins game where Simeon Woods Richardson pitched against the Royals and Cole Reagans. That's nice. Royals run line spot. Did you? Yes, I know. Yes, yeah, you've mentioned it. Yes. Special guest host only stays an hour. Don't have him on again. Fuck you. That's what I think. Yohan Duran is the coolest pitcher in the league. I love him. He's awesome. Under 8.5. Our Twins. You know, protest from Tim coming on next show. No, it's all right. I'm tired of it. I used to do the hockey 2-teamer thing for today. LOL, you don't have Pens/Bruins Saturday. Yeah. Didn't. Yeah, he did. He did. Twins would be stacked if fully healthy. Yeah, Buxton, Royce Lewis, Yohan Duran. Yeah. It's okay. I'm just tired of the same old joke every single freaking show. It's annoying. It gets old. I'm tired of it. And it's disrespectful to Tim. Yeah. Can we get Jordan Bennington guest spot when we talk Blues Jets? Right? Royals money line. I would lean the other way, but I can see the full game cashing for the Royals. I can see the full game. We'll move on. The Chicago Cubs and the Texas Rangers. The Cubbies -120 favorites. And yes, you don't have to adjust your screen. We have a hockey total in this game, as we have the Dallas Stars and the Chicago Blackhawks here at the total 6 in this game. Do we dare take an under in this spot between Nathan Eovaldi and Justin Steele? Obviously, the wind's blowing in and Wrigley. Line opened up -115, it's now -123. So we do have a move towards these Cubbies in this game. Line opened up at a 6 at -105. It's a 6 at -106. I mean, this line is so blatantly low. How are we not on an under in this game? Because we'll get into it. Two good pitchers as well with Steele and with Eovaldi as well. Justin Steele and his appearances so far, he's pitched 3 times so far this year. So he's somebody I could probably set up the spreadsheet for, and he's not looked good in any of them. He gave up 5 earned runs in 4 innings against the Dodgers, gives up 3 earned runs in 5 innings against the Diamondbacks. He gave us 4 earned runs in 6 2/3 against the Athletics. So he's really struggled so far this year. We have a total of 6, which just tells me this win is howling in this spot. And then we have Nathan Eovaldi coming in off of one of the best pitching performances we've seen him have in a while. I believe he threw a Maddox in his last game against the Cincinnati Reds. Yes, he did. Through 99, went full complete 9 innings, no earned runs on 4 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts, 99 pitches. Maddox. And in his previous game, 2 earned runs on 3 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts in 6 innings against the Red Sox. He's looked awesome this year. And now he'll get a Chicago Cubs team in Wrigley where we have anywhere between 18 to 21 mile an hour winds blowing in. Why are we not on an under in this game? And maybe this is just first 5 under, because I believe with the way that game went yesterday, yeah, the Cubs went through some bullpen yesterday. Ryan Presley he's thrown 50 in the last 3 days. He won't be available. Thebar's thrown back-to-back days. Hodge has thrown 2 out of the last 3 days. Keller's thrown back-to-back days. Merriweather threw 22 yesterday. The available pitchers will probably be Eli Morgan and Nate Pearson. So maybe we're going to ask Justin Steele to go deep in this game. He's going to have to. Let's take a look at what Justin Steele's props is. for pitcher outs, 17.5, juiced heavily towards the over. He's going 6 innings. So there you go. He's definitely going 6 innings tonight. I mean, do we dare take an under? Do we dare take a first 5 under? It's a 3. It's a 3 at -110, -105 on Bet365, -102 on BetMGM. Do we dare take a first 5 under? Wind blowing in, but is this total just too low? And do we back the Cubs? Do we back the Cubs first 5? Maybe it's the Cubs first 5. Asking Justin Steele to pitch well, taking the Cubs bullpen out of the mix because the bullpen is gassed because basically everybody threw yesterday. And for the Rangers, Garcia's available, Jackson's available, Martin's available, Armstrong is available. Church threw 27 yesterday, Milner threw 28, and Webb's thrown back-to-back days. So it looks like the bullpen situation is a better situation for the Rangers than it is the Cubs. I'm gonna take the Cubs here. I'm gonna take them early in their spot, first 5 rather than full game, especially with how much bullpen they had to use yesterday. But I want to back Justin Steele in a situation that I think will be good for him. The line's moving towards the Cubs with the money coming in on. Oh wow, the looks like sharp money on the Rangers, 42% of tickets and 57% of cash on them, but the line's moving against them. So yeah, I'm gonna take a shot here with the Cubs in the first 5 innings at -130. Because I do believe this is a good spot for the Cubs for Justin Steele to pitch well. Yes, the Rangers have a good lineup, but I think this is good pitchers weather here as well. I lean maybe towards a team total under with the Rangers as well. That team total under 1.5 is -160 in the first 5. Jesus. So yeah, no, I think this is a game where Justin Steele comes out and pitches well. And I'll go ahead. I'll take the first 5 money line here with the Cubs at -130 in this game. Chicago Cubs -130. Perfect. All right. So there we go. We'll head back to the chat. See. We got a decent amount of chat. You go. Well, I already know we disagree about, and I'm on the Blues with you. Cubs -1.5. If I'm playing, I'm laying. The only thing I'm worried about with the 1.5 is the total being so low. You're actually getting an awesome price on a full game run line with the Cubs -130 +185. I want to take a look what that would be. +124 on a -1 line for a -130 favorite. It's not bad. Go Cubs, go. There you go. Damn 446 in timeout. That's not right. He didn't do anything. I didn't put him in timeout. I'm more worried about capping the card than I am putting people in timeout. I had to close my app. I thought we was talking about hockey. The way this total, exactly. 20+ mile an hour winds blowing in. Yep. It's funny that one time I bet against them. This is the matchup they actually won. Go Cubs, go. That's okay. 446 speaks through others if you believe what he says. Badgering the host, massively slowing down. Nick does have a life outside of this. Yeah, so does Tim. Yeah. It's Rags and Jets puck line, Oilers puck line, and Sharks. I'm against both of you there. I'm on Blues and Flames right now. Have fun pitching in Chicago. It's going to be tough for both hitters and pitchers. Who's 446 exactly? Wind doesn't affect hitters, guys. It does. It does. For game under 3. The first 5 under 3. Yeah. Rangers money line. I could see a lot of walks in this game. I don't know. I think this total is low, but I'm asset totals. That's fair. Unders have been killing me this year. But I kind of wanted to play the full game under, but not at that number. 20-mile-an-hour winds, yes. Yeah. I think the Ducks steal one tonight, and it stays under. Wow. Rangers money line. On the opposite there. Are the Rangers a playoff team? They might be because that division's ass. Like, who's going to steal the spot right now from the Texas Rangers? It's not the Astros. Maybe it's the Astros. Maybe it's the Mariners. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about the run line? Not with the total that low. It's too low variance for me in order to play a run line. Which Rangers? Fair. Texas. I also see lots of hitters getting hit by pitches in this game. I don't see it. It didn't put me in timeout. No, I did not. I don't put people in timeout. That's what I have mods for. Who did Casper the Friendly Ghost? Lex did. You were slowing down the chat, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. I had to, with Monty versus Jets, then think somewhat realistically for Flames Sharks. Fair. We'll move into the next matchup here. We still have 4 more games remaining on the MLB card. The Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros. The Mariners are minus 160 favorites in this game, total of 7. The Astros coming in off of that big comeback win yesterday. Now, is that momentum, or is that is that you just use all your energy for that game? Line opened up 165. It's down to a 159, so we do have a slight move towards Houston in this game with the line opening up at a 7. It's now 7 at minus 120. Now it's 7 minus 125. We have 63% of tickets and 55% of cash is on the is on the Mariners. The line's moving slightly towards the Astros. 98 and 97 on the over in this game here, with the line moving slightly towards the over. So it looks like there is at least some respect towards it. Hayden Wisniewski taking on Logan Gilbert. Wisniewski in his first start gave up 3 earned runs on 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Giants. The Giants have been pretty good this year. On the flip side, Logan Gilbert, in his first start, he's had 2 starts. Both of them have been at home. So he's had that nice home cooking there in his first 2 starts, pitching in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and 7 innings in his first start against the Athletics. Followed that up with 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched against the Tigers. So he's looked good in both of his starts. I want to take a look real quick because how much bullpen did the Astros use yesterday? Because I feel like they used a decent amount. Montero threw 39, Hader threw 28, Abreu threw 15, King threw 13. But Scott will be available. King and Abreu can still be available. So can O'Kirk. Hader probably not after throwing 28 yesterday. Montero won't be. Gusto threw 42 on Saturday. He probably won't be. So we still have a decent amount of bullpen arms for the Astros, but not the amount I would want. And on the flip side, the Mariners, what does their bullpen look like right now? Bizzardo threw 23 yesterday. He's thrown 51 in the last 3 days. He's probably not available. Other than that, everybody else is probably full and ready to go. Something tells me that the Astros are a live dog in this game. And we can see them get to Logan Gilbert a little bit in this game. And I kind of lean towards that. It's a low total. They're a decent dog, which probably means their team total is within reason. 3.5 at plus money. How often are you going to get plus money for the Astros to put up 4 runs in the game? And I get it. It's Seattle, and I get it. It's Logan Gilbert. This number feels too low. And what's this first 5? First 5 plus a half and minus 115 for the Astros? Do I dare take the Astros first 5 plus a half? And but here's the thing, though. If I like the plus a half, then I think it's a lower scoring game. So maybe it's first 5 money line plus 135 with the Astros. Or maybe it's just you take the team total over with the Astros and ask them to score you 4 runs. And I think that's not asking too much for the Astros here in this game. I think I'm going to move on that. Team total over 3.5 plus 120 over on Bet365. I'm gonna take the Astros in this one here for that team total over. Do think the Mariners bullpen, they look pretty rested, ready to go. But I think they can get a couple against Logan Gilbert, and then I think they can get a couple off the bullpen. I think the 3.5 at that number is bet for me. So I'll go ahead. Team total over 3.5 at plus 120 in this game for the Houston Astros in the spot. Let's see. Yeah. Even though People type more than you. Yeah. I was about to protest and not come on again. He said he didn't do it. Do I believe it? I didn't do it. Yeah, not him. I can see it as a mod. Yeah, who timeout? Come forward. Okay. Astros plus 140. Seattle money line. Somebody with a wrench time me out. It wasn't me. I promise you it wasn't me. Probably Rob. I don't know. Astros money line plus 150. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. LOL, the ghost of Tim put 446 in timeout. No, he's driving right now. He didn't do that. The Astros should score more runs, I hope. I think they can. Mariners playoff team, they're just not a team I believe in. Personally, I would take the Astros and I would take the Rangers over them. I told you, dummy. No, it wasn't him. I'll just fade the miracle team, Houston Cougars today. Hopefully, I get another sweat-free win like UConn yesterday. I'm on the opposite side there. Let's see. Oh God, I didn't look at the pitchers yet. Mariners first 5 minus a half. You need to get some plus money in here, Nick. Yes. I got plus 120 for that team total. So I'm cool with that. And it takes Wisniewski out of the equation, which I think Wisniewski can be fine. He was just that throw in the Kyle Tucker trade, but yeah, I think he can be fine. No way, Seattle minus 160. Yeah, I don't think they should be that big favorites. That's what you're saying, right? Yeah. Logan Gilbert's bet on. Yeah, he's definitely the bet on pitcher of the staff, but yeah. You guys were right. Orioles will be bad this season. I said first 5 overs with them. Yeah. My boy Logan Murphy. I think this could be one of those games where Altuve leads off with a solo shot or Jordan, someone like that. I think you mean Nick was right. Tim disagrees with his Orioles take. I said the rotation sucks for the Orioles, that their hitting was going to be fine, and they were going to play some overs. I went from leaning Astros to leaning Seattle. Seattle swept by the Giants. Awful. Giants are good. The Giants are good right now. They play good. Pirates beat the Yankees. Awful. Yeah. Stick to hockey, Rob. Astros ain't that good this season. Yeah. I put 446 in timeout. There you go. Lex admitted it. There you go. I heard that before come up with something else. Yeah, exactly. So you and Tim disagree on the NCAA championship. Yes, we do. Stick to hockey, Rob. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Big brother, little brother matchup. Houston owns Seattle. Yes, they do. But we will move on. We have, 3 more games in the MLB remaining. What a matchup we get here. Diamondbacks and Orioles. Zach Gallen and Zach Eflin battle the Zach attacks on this one here. And I mentioned that Eflin's one of those where I put the pause on the first 5 overs with the Orioles. He's one of the only ones I trust on this rotation. Line opened up at a minus 128. It's now minus 117. So we do have a move towards with the Orioles in this game. Line opened up 8.5 minus 110. It's now 8.5 and minus 105. So we do have a slight move towards the under here as well. We have 73% of tickets and 64% of the cash is on the Diamondbacks, and the line's moving towards the Orioles with the sharp money on them. This feels like Orioles or no bet. 98% of tickets and 98% of the cash is on the over here. Zach Eflin is my favorite pitcher on this Orioles staff, which doesn't really say much when the other options are Tomoyuki Sagano and Charlie Morton and what's going to be Kyle Gibson and Kate Povich. It's not the greatest there. Zach Eflin in his first 2 starts has gone 6 innings in both of them. Gave up 2 earned runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts against Toronto. Followed up with 3 earned runs on 8 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts in 6 innings against Boston. He lost the game against Boston. He won the game against Toronto. On the flip side, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they'll have Zach Gallen on the mound, who has not looked the greatest. My bad. He started off not looking the greatest. He gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched in his first appearance. And then he absolutely dominated against the Yankees. No earned runs on 3 hits, no walks, 6 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts. He made the Yankee hitters look silly. I want to fade him after that. I do. I would like the Baltimore Orioles in this game. Let's take a look here because I like this Orioles bullpen. I want to see what they look like rest-wise. This is a pretty fresh and ready to go bullpen. Only Yanier Cano and Sir Anthony Dominguez threw yesterday, and that was Cano's first appearance since Wednesday. So he'll be available to go. Maybe Sir Anthony Dominguez. It was his second appearance in 3 games. Maybe he isn't. And on the flip side, the Diamondbacks, I believe they're coming in off of a series where they have a pretty fresh and ready to go bullpen as well. Jaden Beeks threw 35, so yesterday he won't be available. Mantiply's thrown back-to-back days. He won't be available. But Puck, Martinez, Miller, Thompson, Nelson, all available for the Diamondbacks out of the bullpen. I like this Orioles bullpen, though. I do. And I think this is a great spot for the Baltimore Orioles here. They're coming in off of the bad loss in their last game against the Kansas City Royals. I believe they lost yesterday, right? Yeah, they lost 4-1. Povich looked fine. Bubic was awesome yesterday. I think this is Orioles. I think the Orioles might be one of the better bets on the board today. And I'm getting full game plus 105 over on Fanatics. I'm going to bet the Baltimore Orioles today. I think this is a really, really good spot. I like Zach Eflin. I want to back Zach Eflin. And I like this bullpen as well. That's pretty fresh and ready to go. So give me a little Birdland action here. Plus 105 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay. Over 8.5. I can see that. I'll lean first 5 over, but not with what do you call it? Not with Eflin on the mound. Diamondbacks money line. Arizona not to bat in the bottom of the 9th. Snakes travel cross country. Give me the O's. All right, you're copying me. Cool. D-backs looking good this season. I am high on the Diamondbacks this season. What about the under 8.5? I lean over. When the D-backs are hitting, the only thing that can stop them is the bullpen. Yep. O's money line plus 105. I'm on the same page as you there. So we will continue on in this one. Did I not? I have not posted I did post the Cubs play. I haven't posted the Astros team total overplay. There we go. We will move on. 2 games remaining on the card. Cincinnati Reds and the San Francisco Giants. I haven't bet an under on this card yet, and this was the one under that I had circled that I was very, very interested in, that I wanted to see a little bit more from. This line opened up 135 for the Giants. It's now 146. We do have a move towards San Fran. And then this line opened up at a 7 minus 110. It's now a 7 at plus 103. So we do have that line move towards the under that I was looking for here in this spot to pull the trigger on the under. 98% of tickets, 97% of cash is on the over. 88 looks like 88 and 99 on the Giants, which explains the line move towards the Giants here in this one. Taking a look at what these bullpens have been through. The Reds have a not overly rested bullpen. Suter threw 34 yesterday. Mole threw 23. Gabout threw 18. Ashcraft threw 10. Ashcraft has thrown 3 of the last 4 games. He's probably not available. Taylor Rogers threw Friday and Saturday. Santillan threw Friday, Saturday as well, but he could be available. Both those guys only threw 28 and 25 pitches those 2 games. Don't know what to expect too much of that. I want both these starters though, part of this first 5. So maybe this is just a part of this under. So maybe this is just a first 5 under, rather than a full game, because looks like a pretty used bullpen here for the Giants. Camilo Doval threw 20 yesterday. He's thrown 44 in the last 3 days. Ryan Walker's thrown 37 in the last over the weekend. So did Miller. Trevino threw 30 on Friday. He'll be available. Spencer Bivens threw 30 on Friday. He'll be available. Birdsong threw 27 on Saturday. He'll probably be available. Taylor Rogers. So it looks like the Giants have a pretty available bullpen, even though it looks like they've thrown a decent amount. Yesterday, it wasn't too much, and the pitchers who did throw yesterday could probably go again today. So for me in this game, the question is, how much do I want the Reds bullpen involved? Because probably Mold could throw again. Gabout could throw again. I don't think Ashcraft will. This Reds bullpen's been interesting this year. I don't know what to expect from them too much. We're starting to see some 6.5s out there. I think this is first 5 unders to play rather than the full game under. And it's a 3.5 at minus 120. I'm going to do that. I want Hunter Green I want Logan Webb, especially Logan Webb at home. For the under in this game for a first 5 under. Which let's take a look at the pitchers real quick because we have two of the better pitchers I think in the National League. Hunter Green's coming in off of a really strong performance. He went 7 innings of 1-run baseball, 3 hits, 1 walk, an undeserving loss, and that 1-0 loss against Texas. His previous game, he did face the San Francisco Giants team, went 2 earned runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. That was at home. Now he hits the road. He's pitched both games at home so far, but now he gets to go to a much better pitchers-friendly ballpark. On the flip side, Logan Webb's both games have been on the road so far, where he generally struggles more than he does at home. 3 earned runs and 6 hits and 3 walks, 5 strikeouts and 5 innings against this Reds team. And then he followed that up with 7 innings of 1-run baseball against the Astros. Looked good. Now he gets to pitch at home for the first time this year, where he pitches really well at home. Let's take a look. The weather you can only use so much in San Fran. It is a pitchers-friendly ballpark, even though the wind's blowing out. We all know the wind swirls there in San Fran, so it's not like we can really put too much into that. I'm on the first 5 under 3.5 and -120 this game. I think we get both pitchers pitching well in this spot, and I think we see this game be a little bit low scoring out of the gate, and maybe when the bullpens come in is when we start to see runs in this game. So I lean towards I'm on the first 5 under. Wow, I'm on the first 5 over or under in this game, and I lean towards probably the Reds in this game at this number if I had to bet a side. But I could see a full game under as well, but I prefer the first 5 rather than the full game. The Red Sox, the Reds are terrible at baseball, but for some weird reason they're going to win this game. Yeah. What about the Nerfy in this game? I can definitely see it. Are the Reds overrated? No. Giants are hot. They are. They look good right now. Home Webb, good. Home Webb, good. Road Webb, bad. Even though Road Webb has been pretty good this year. I hope the Giants win. Probably have 7 Nerfies. Whether they all win is a different story. The only guarantee is that in D-backs Orioles that a Zach will win. Fair. Very fair. We'll close out the card here in Oakland, Sacramento, with the San Diego Padres taking on the Oakland Athletics. In this one here, the Padres -145 road favorites with a total of 8.5. We have Luis Severino taking on Michael King, 2 ex-Yankees. The line opened up at a 132. It's now 145 for the Padres. The line's moving towards the Padres. Line opened up at an 8 at -115. It's now 8.5 -102. Seeing an 8.5 in Oakland or in Sacramento is very interesting because we've seen the ball just soar out of that ballpark. That's a freaking bandbox there in Sacramento. And we have 93% of tickets, 98% of cash is on the Padres, the line moving towards them. And then we have 98% of tickets, 98% of cash on the over. And the line's moving towards the over. It's gone from 8 to an 8.5 in this game here. And I'm not surprised with the line going up. I'm just not. It's a good hitters-friendly ballpark. Michael King had a bad first start, but he bounced back very nicely in his second start. He gave 3 earned runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, and 2 2/3 innings in his first start. Bounced back against Cleveland with no earned runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. Let's maybe not judge a pitcher off of his first start of the year. I know a lot of people were kind of concerned about Michael King after the first start. He looks just fine. And then on the flip side, Luis Severino started off the year good. 6 innings of no earned run baseball, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And then he got hit a little bit up against the Chicago Cubs. Went 6 innings of 5 runs, 6 hit, 2 walk baseball, 6 strikeouts. He's gotten 6 strikeouts in both games so far. I think that he can pitch okay in this game, but I think both these pitchers could be a little bit susceptible in this spot just because of how much of a bandbox this freaking stadium is at Sutter Health Park there in Sacramento. The wind blowing out anywhere between 6 to 7 mile an hour winds to center field, and we're gonna have first pitch around 67 degrees tonight. And towards the end of the game, it'll get down to around 58. I'm going to end my card with a pass in this one here. I lean over and I lean Padres if I had to get to anything in this spot, but I'm not going to get to anything in this spot. I think that this could be one of those games that it could be a back and forth type of game where we see this game finish 9-8. But would it shock anybody to see King and Severino pitch okay in this game? And this game finished 4-2. I think that this game has a lot of variance to it, and a lot of volatility to it, where I don't feel the need to bet it. So pass to end the card here in baseball. Houston Mariner Nerfy and the under. As long as the Astros score 4 runs, I'm good. Padres smash. They will be called the Vegas A's or something else. Will they be called? I think they'll be called the Las Vegas A's. I'm not 100% sure, though. Merrill home run. Over 8.5 plus 105. I could see that. Padres team total over. Yankee Stadium makes the A's stadium looks huge. Yeah. We'll move on. We have a national championship to talk about here. In college basketball, we have the Houston Cougars taking on the Florida Gators. We have the Cougars, the Gators 1 point favorite in this game with a total of 140.5. Let's switch everything over to college basketball for line history, for cash flow, for everything along those lines. Let's talk these two teams. We have the Florida Gators entering this game with a record of 35-4. They're 28-11 this year ATS, 21-17-1 over under. On the flip side, they're facing the Houston Cougars, 35-4 on the year, 21-16-2 ATS, 16-22-1 over under. The Florida Gators had their 10-game over streak snapped with an under in their last game. It finished at 152, and the total was 158. This might be one of the lowest totals we've seen in a Florida Gators game so far this year. They opened up their tournament with a 95-69 win over the Norfolk State Spartans. They barely squeaked out a win against UConn as 9-point favorites. They took care of business against Maryland. They struggled against Texas Tech a little bit there, and then they end up beating Auburn in the Final Four to make it here. On the flip side, we have the Houston Cougars, who started off with a pretty dominating win over SIU Edwardsville before they got a little bit of a test against Gonzaga. Both teams were tested in their second-round matchup because Gonzaga cut it down to a 1-point game with less than a minute to go in that one before Houston kind of took over late. They barely squeaked out a win against Purdue before they dominated Tennessee, and they came back with an 11-1 run against Duke to come back against all odds and make it to the national championship game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where the line opened up -1.5 for the Gators. That immediately went to a 1. And that's been sitting at 1 the entire time. Line opened up 142. It's down to a 140.5. I want to take a look at money lines real quick because this is such a close spread. And this line opened up looks like it opened up Florida around -120, -125 range, and it's come all the way down to a 111. So we have a pretty significant move towards the Houston money line in this game here. We have 54% of tickets and 51% of cash on the Gators money line, 46 and 49 on the Cougars money line, and the line's moving towards the Cougars in this game. 58% of tickets, 64% cash on the spread for the Gators. 92% of tickets, 90% of cash is on the over in this game here. And I am on the Houston Cougars at even money to win the national championship tonight. This is a team that I think the better defense will get the job done at the end of the night. And I get it. The Florida Gators have looked awesome so far in this tournament. They had a couple of scares. Both these teams had a couple of scares. But overall, I think that Houston is the better overall team. I think the wrong team is favored in this spot. The market is moving towards Houston with a little bit more money coming in on Florida. Not as bad as it was last night when I made the Houston bet. But I think there is a legit argument that Houston might close as a slight betting favorite in this game, around -115, -120. I think the Houston Cougars do close as the favorite in this game. And I'm on Houston. I got even money last night here with the Cougs. I think that Houston cuts down the Nets tonight and wins the national championship. Even money here for me. If you like the over, you like Florida. If you like the under, you favor Houston. Fair. Florida money line. Florida money line. That Houston comeback was brutal for me. Yes, I had what do you call it? I had Duke in that game. That was frustrating. Who had the tougher path to the finals? I think Houston, because Gonzaga was a top 10 team according to Ken Palm. Purdue is no slouch, and then Tennessee and Duke were two of the best teams in the nation. I'm going to say that I'm going to say that the Houston Cougars were challenged more. No big dog. It's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em. But that is the national championship game. I'm on the Houston Cougars at even money. We'll make the transition to the NBA, which I would rather not talk about, but the NBA gets views. So let's talk about the NBA. We have the Detroit Pistons taking on the Sacramento Kings. Pistons are 7-point favorites with a total of 230.5. Both these teams have something to play for, really. We have the Pistons are trying to get that 5 seed in the conference, and the Sacramento Kings are trying to hold on to a 9 seed in their conference, trying to hold on to a play-in spot in their conference there, as they currently lead the Dallas Mavericks by a half game. And they have a 3-game lead over the Suns. They have a 3.5-game lead over the Blazers for that last play-in spot. So not as much to play for, really, for the Sacramento Kings. I believe with a win, do they lock up a play-in spot? They have 3 games remaining after this. With a win, I believe they would lock in a play-in spot. On the flip side, we have the Detroit Pistons, who are not locked into the 6th seed yet. The worst they can do is the 6th seed. The best they can do is the 5 seed. So the question is, do they want the New York Knicks or do they want the Indiana Pacers? And let's take a look at the cash flow here, because this line opened up at a 5. It's now a 7 for Detroit. I want to see what the market's done in this game here, because this feels like Detroit here for me. I think that Detroit still has something to play for. We have 68% of tickets and 69% of the cash is on the Kings in this game. The lines move towards the Pistons. I'm going to move on Detroit here. I think Detroit will be my only NBA play today, minus the 7 in this game. Can I get a 6.5? I can get a 6.5, -110 over on Bovada. I will go ahead. I'll grab that with the Pistons here in this one, minus 6.5, -110 in the NBA or for this game here. They have a lot more to play for. They want to pass the Bucks. I think this is not a great situation for the Kings. I believe this is a back-to-back for the Kings because they just played last night as well. So that's something to keep in mind too. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I want to make sure real quick. Yes, they played Cleveland last night, and they got a win against Cleveland. This is the last game of a 6-game road trip for them. Maybe they're just ready to head on home and need a win. They need either a win or a Phoenix loss to clinch a play-in spot, and then they don't really have too much to play for. So I think that the Kings don't have as much to play for as the Pistons do, and I'll lay the 6.5 -110 over on Bovada. Let's see. Pretty interesting. Usually I see oh no, more trash ball talk. Yeah, only 2 games though. Only 2 games. LOL. Who put a timer for Nick to do a dance if the goal is met? What? What happened? That's probably Tim. Gators got better players, better guards and forwards. Pistons smash. It's a toss-up. Both teams got challenged. Both teams pulled off multiple comebacks. I'm just going to think Houston won't have as much in the tank as Florida. That's fair. That's totally fair. At the end of the day, it's the national championship game. This game probably should be a pick 'em, and it's just who do you like in the coin toss. That's all it really is. And for me, I'm guaranteed a profitable tournament. Houston would make it a 6-unit tournament, and that's the only difference there. Off a loss from the Grizzlies. But we'll move on. Final game in the NBA, where we have the Miami Heat taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Line opened up 13, got up to a 14.5, got up to a 15 at one point, back down to a 13.5 though. So we do have a slight move towards the Heat in this game. Line opened up to 13.5. It's now 214. This was probably one of the easiest passes on the board for me today. We have 54% of tickets and 56% of the cash is coming in on the Heat. The Heat have something to play for. They are trying to actually, do they? Do the Heat have something to play for? Because this is a Heat team that they are a game behind the Bulls for the last play-in spot. So that it depends on if you believe that they are going to if they care about home court advantage, and they might for that game there. But for me in this game, not one I'm going to get involved with. Have fun if you want to lay 13.5 with the Heat, but that's the only way I can look. If I'm playing, I'm laying. I have no interest in this Philadelphia 76ers team whatsoever right now. So if I'm playing, I'm laying. I would look towards both favorites tonight. I am on the Pistons, so I got the Pistons at 6.5. That's my only play in the NBA for today. So that is what we're going to be doing for that one. So we'll head back to the chat, and then we'll get into the 5-game NHL card. Why Pistons using starters in a game that doesn't matter? They're showing that they are fighting for the 5 seed. That's what they're fighting for. They would rather play the Pacers in the first round than they would the Knicks. That's what that's telling me. Heat smash under typical boring Heat game. Why not keep playing? Yeah, why not? I mean, it's only 3-4 games left in the season, and they're a young team. They are a young team. We will move on. Find our first game in the NHL. I desperately need something to go right in the NHL. It's been a horrible year for me. So let's get into it here. We have the New York Rangers taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's a big game for both teams. It really is. And we have a Lightning team that is 4 games behind 4 points behind the Toronto Maple Leafs for the Atlantic Division crown, and with no games in hand. I think the Tampa Bay is going to be the 2 seed in the Atlantic. I think that the window of them winning the Atlantic is closing. And they do have Toronto in their next game, though. That's a big game. They get Toronto next game. So that's something to keep an eye out for, the Tampa Bay Lightning. And this Rangers team, they're coming in. I thought they were going to use the momentum of that Wild game and get a win against New Jersey. I don't know what to think about this Rangers team anymore. I really, really don't. I feel like this could be a draw. Maybe this is one of those games. Both teams want the points because Tampa Bay is still fighting for the division, and the Rangers are fighting for a playoff spot. You look at the Rangers, they enter this game with 79 points in 76 games. They have a game in hand on the Montreal Canadiens, and they are 6 points behind them. So it's getting dim. It looks like Montreal will be your last wild card team. But if the Rangers want any chance at catching Montreal, losing games cannot be a thing. Just putting it pretty plain and simple. They're probably gonna have to win out, the New York Rangers, in order to make the playoffs. And I don't see it happening. I don't. So for me, I have no interest in this game. And so it'll be a game I'll pay attention to. Both teams have motivation. The Lightning still can win the division. The Rangers are still in a playoff push. This should be a desperate Rangers team, but I can't trust them. So it's a pass here for me. Let's see. Yeah, don't get fat and happy. Under and draw. I can see the draw. Tampa, Rangers, Kucherov over 1.5 points, and Gensel anytime goal. Lightning got nothing to play for. Wrong. They're playing for the division still. And they have, I believe, 2 games against the Maple Leafs. coming up. They play the Maple Leafs on the 9th. Oh, they only played the Maple Leafs one more time. Did they just play the Leafs? No. They play the Leafs one. They still get a game against the Leafs. They are absolutely still in the running. They have something to play for. No goal first 10 minutes. I definitely think that's a possibility. Absolutely. And I wouldn't talk to anybody off of unders in this game either. With two Russian goaltenders, Vasilevsky and Shesterkin. We know those two step up there. Fading the overrated Rangers, it'll be hilarious when they miss the playoffs. I have plus 215 in my pocket for them to miss the playoffs, and I don't care if they make it or not, honestly. A Panarin anytime goal. There you go. People burning jerseys in New York over the Rangers. Crazy. JT Miller assist. McDonough anytime point. Fair. We'll move on. Yes, you guys know I have a play on this game. And we're getting close to clinching playoff time if you are the St. Louis Blues, which the Blues, granted, the Oilers have 2 games in hand on them. The Blues have the same amount of points as the Edmonton Oilers right now. It is, 12 in a row for the St. Louis Blues, and we've been on them every goddamn game of this streak. And you guys know that we're just going to continue to back them here. It's just pretty simple. It is Blues until they lose. I've been saying this for a while. This has been one of the teams I've actually gotten right for a while here. We're close to this 11-1 ticket for them to make the playoffs because they currently lead the Utah Hockey Club by 11 points in the standings. With a win tonight or a Utah Hockey Club loss, I believe that clinches them the spot because they have 4 games remaining, the Blues, which means they can finish with 101 points. And Utah here, the Utah has, oh wow, actually Utah can't catch. Utah can't. Oh, I'm not thinking about Utah. I'm thinking about Calgary. Calgary has 2 games in hand. So they have 6 games remaining. They can get another 12 points, so they can get up to 97 points. So with a Blues win and a Calgary loss, I believe that clinches a playoff spot for the Blues. I believe. Don't quote me on that, because then if Calgary loses in regulation, the best they can do is 95 points. And so the best they would be able to do is tie the Blues. And I would have to look at the tiebreaker as well. But I'm on the Blues here at +1. What was it? 145 I got this morning on the Blues. This was the first bet I immediately made on the board. And it's back in the St. Louis Blues until they lose. And I'm going to keep doing it here in this spot. So, yeah, I'm on St. Louis here in this one. Let's see. Blues money line. Baker's dozen wins. Love it. Jets team total over 3.5. Yeah. Blues will be the public's favorite dog in hockey. And you know what I think about that? I don't give a fuck. They've won 12 games in a row for me. I'm going to continue backing them. Yeah. Blues are 2-7-1 in the last 10 against the Jets. Cool. On a Monday. Interesting. Blues money line. Yes. Cam Fowler assist. You will feel blue when the Blues lose to the Jets, who wore the color blue too when at home. All right. And if they do, it was a hell of a streak. And I'm going to bet them throughout the playoffs as well, because the St. Louis Blues are making the playoffs and they're winning a round. They are winning a round or two in the playoffs, the St. Louis Blues. I truly, truly believe that. They're getting hot at the right time. This is a dangerous, dangerous Blues team I would not want to play in the playoffs. Robert Thomas over 1.5 points, 19 points the last 18 games. There you go. Just joking. You're all good. Mark Scheifele assisted as well. We will move on. The LA Kings and the Seattle Kraken. We had the Kings as -220 favorites, total 5.5 in this game. Now, the Kraken have nothing to play for. They have been eliminated from playoff contention. The Kings are currently 97 points with 76 games played. They are 5 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights with 1 game in hand. So most likely the Kings are not catching the Golden Knights. However, they are 4 points in front of the Edmonton Oilers with no games in hand. The best the Oilers can do points-wise, they have 6 games remaining, would be 105. So we're still we still a few games away from the Kings clinching home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. So there's that. I don't believe that I still believe the Kings will get home ice advantage, which will be perfect because then we might get a plus price tag to back the Oilers in the first round. The Kings at home are dominant, but they do have something to play for. They could still fight for that division and hope that the Vegas Golden Knights drop a couple games late. And they still need to clinch home ice advantage over the Oilers. The Kings have been absolutely awesome as of late. They've won 4 in a row, and I believe they've shut down their opponents in the first period to where maybe first period puck line's worth a look for the Kings as well as a full game puck line. I think this is a game where this is a smash and grab for the Kings. They still have a lot to play for, and plus 115 for the full game puck line. Minus 230, minus 230, minus 225 for the money line. So we're not getting anywhere near a backable price for a -1 line. No, minus 151. So this would have to be just first 5 full game puck line. The Kraken are coming off of back-to-back wins. They're on the road still. This is a Kings team that dominates on the road, or at home, my bad. And this is a Kraken team. Granted, they've played the Canucks and the Sharks the last 2 games, and they've outscored their opponents 10-1. I want to fade that in this game, and I want to fade that with authority in this one here. Bet365 is giving me plus 140 for the first period puck line, and I'm getting plus 115 for the full game puck line here. I think the Kings smash and grab here. I think this is a 2-0 at the end of the first and a 5-1 win for the Kings. So we're going to double up on the Kings here, first period and full game puck line with LA here. I think this is a smash spot for them. Kings smash, 100% agree. Screw this game, LOL. Kings will probably play down to the Knuckleheads and barely win in the end. Hopefully not. Jared McCann assists. Adrian Kempe goal. I can see that. Kings and Reg, love it. Kuzmenko, 0.7 of the last 4 games. 7 points in the last 4 games. Wow, he's looked good since coming over to the Kings. Drew Doughty injured? Probably. I don't care, though. He's old, and I think this team can be better without him, honestly. Burakovsky, 9 points in the last 7 games. Schwartz, anytime goal, and then the over as well. Yeah, so I'm doubled up on the LA Kings in this game. I'm invested in the good old LAK in that one there. We'll move on. Final game. Nope, not the final game, but probably the final game I'll have action on. We have the Calgary Flames and the San Jose Sharks. We have the Flames minus 195 road favorites with a total of 6 in this game, and I've moved on this one as well. I am on the Flames on the -1 line at minus 129. And yes, I get it. It's probably expensive for the Flames. I am. I understand that. However, this is a Flames team that is desperate right now. The Minnesota Wild just got a win yesterday. So now every game's a must-win game for the Calgary Flames down the stretch. And this is a game they must win against a bad team. I get it. You're on the road. Cool. It's the San Jose Sharks. Get the job done. Pretty plain and simple here. I'm going to back a desperate Calgary to come in and take care of business against a San Jose Sharks team that is looking towards the number 1 overall pick in the draft this year. And this is a Flames team that has 2 games in hand on the Wild. They win both those 2 games in hand. They're 2 points behind the Wild, and this is a wide open race in the wild card for them to potentially catch the Minnesota Wild and take that last playoff spot, which I think is still possible there because we know the Wild are not playing the greatest. Yes, they got the win yesterday, but I think that motivates the Flames even more to say this is a game where you just got to buckle down and beat a team you're better than. Pretty plain and simple. So, yes, I'll go ahead. I'll grab the Calgary Flames -1, minus 129 in this game for me. I think this is a game the Flames come in and they take care of business in this one. And the Sharks, and they win this something along the lines of 4-1. So, I'm fading the Sharks in this game. Flames smash. Yep. As much as I want the Flames to win to qualify, but seeing that ending in the VGK Flames made me see the truth. Plus, definitely not taking Flames with no offense on the road. Fair. Maybe live bet the Flames if they're down. I look forward to doing that. Yeah. Coronado and Kadri goals under. Do NHL players get incentives like the NFL? Not that I know of. Flames super puck line sprinkle. Flames looking ahead to the Ducks. Flames are 4-1 in their last 5 versus the Sharks and covered the puck line in just 2 of them now. Yeah. If it's Vladar, no Flames for me. I think it'll be Wolf. I do. But moving on, last game of the card, we have the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Anaheim Ducks. We have the Oilers minus 140 road favorites with a total of 6 in this game. The Oilers, I mean, they're in the playoffs. They know that. They're not getting passed by. The team they have to be most worried about getting passed by is the Calgary Flames, and even then, I don't think they can. I think with a win, they're clinching a playoff spot. So this is, and obviously we're still dealing with injuries here with the Edmonton Oilers. There's a reason why they're only minus 140. I believe still no Draisaitl, still no McDavid in this game here. Ultimately, that's going to lead to a stay-off spot here for me. I think the Oilers probably get the win, but do you want to back the Oilers as a road favorite with no McDavid, no Draisaitl, no Ekholm, no Skinner, no Klingberg, no Kane? Like, this is a Oilers team. If they go into the playoffs with those injuries, they might actually lose in the first round to the Kings. Pretty plain and simple. If McDavid and Draisaitl are not playing, then that's when the Kings can take advantage. But not a game I'm getting involved with. I'm happy with my 4 plays in the NHL with the Blues, the double up on the Kings, and the Flames there as well. So we'll head over to the chat, and then we'll head on out for the show. Over. Vladar versus Georgiev. Maybe you do. Maybe I have to add the team total over for the Flames then, or maybe a first period puck line for the Flames then. Over 6 Ducks and Oilers. Evan Bouchard assists. Oilers smash. Zegras over points. Good luck to all as always. You as well, IceX. But that is everything for today's card. If you guys have not already, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning, anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Sports Bet Show. That's going to wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and good luck.